G'day, I'm Warwick Schiller, and for this video it's part two of another video. So if you haven't watched part one and you've just got here by accident, just go ahead and watch this this hyperlink on the screen, then come back and then you can watch the rest of it. And for the rest of you guys, you've probably seen part one. And so this was this is at a horse expo in Holland, and that little horse, once we got the only thing I did inside was get him to be able to stand still and relax inside there with all those other horses. And the key is he was in there with all those other horses, which means he had nowhere to go. Once he wasn't worried about what was going on, he was comfortable with what was going on because he's in a herd of horses. But when I take him outside to the demonstration arena, he's going to be on his own. And so when you take a horse in an arena like that on their own, things are going to pop up. And one of the things they're going to have is they're going to have what I call destination addiction. They're going to want to go to the gate. They're going to want to go to the gate so they don't want to go to the gate. They want to go through the gate and go back to a place where they feel comfortable, where all those other horses are. And so what we did at the horse expo in there is I had the lady get on. I said to her, what I want you to do is go over and get on at the gate. Okay? And so because he's uptight, but he also wants to be somewhere else. Instead of, when we're inside, he was just uptight. Now he wants to be somewhere else. And so we're going to use the principle of choose where you work, choose where you rest. And so we're also going to use the principle of create a tool before you use a tool. We've done that bending exercise to where he knows how to relax when we do the bending exercise. So that's the tool we're going to use. Okay, that's one of the principles. Create a tool before you use a tool. The other principle we're going to use is we're going to choose where we work, choose where we rest. So we're going to choose where we use that tool. Okay, and we're going to do it over by the gate. And so I said, take him over to the gate, or I was there before her, so I said, bring him over to the gate and get on. And what's funny is she didn't bring him to the gate, she brought him near the gate, and as she went to try to get on, you can see he spirals around towards the gate, towards the place where he'd like to be. Anyway, but once she got on, we just started working on the next, and he was probably a bit more wound up out there than he was inside. Because like I said, you've got to remember, inside he was at least in a herd. There was a lot of atmosphere in there. That place was noisy, and those people firing the arrows there was a big bale of hay. It made a big old thwack into the target. There was a lot going on in there, but he was at least amongst friends. Out here, he's alone, so he's quite a bit more wound up. But luckily, we have a tool we can use to get him relaxed. And so we worked on that little bending exercise there, and he'd get to relax, and we'd let him go away from the gate. And then he'd wander around, and he might wander back to the gate. And when he came back to the gate, we'd bend him around until he relaxed and let him go away from the gate. And by the end of the whole thing, he actually walked to the far end of the arena on a loose rein, hanging his head down. Okay, and we really only use those principles, the don't go to bed angry principle, the create a tool before you use principle, and the choose where you work, choose where you rest principle. And doing all those things right there, we finally got him to the other end. And like I said before, the sessions are only half an hour, and it took us half an hour to get him to walk down there. We didn't ask him to walk down there, we didn't steer him at all. He just found his way down there. And so that when he got down there, we hopped off him down there. That's where we choose where we rest, choose where we finish the session. And so it might not seem like a big deal. Hey, you got a horse to walk to the other end of the arena on a loose rein. But for that particular horse, and for a lot of horses, that is a big deal. And for me, that is a basic. If they can't walk on a loose rein and use the whole arena, if we don't take care of it now, there's going to be some other problems that will arise from that later on. So I hope that helps you guys put a few more of the pieces together. See you next time.